what you need to do is put together your preferences for those types of issues that might occur that would cause you to need those things to happen. And that's a living will and a durable power of attorney, which is all part of the advance directive. And putting in your living will, helping people understand what it is that matters most to you. What are your preferences? What are your goals and aspirations? What things make you tick? And that's extremely important, because we're not going to know what you want unless you tell us, or at least give us a sense of what is important to you. Other things that become preferences as a part of your advanced directives can be antibiotics. They may provide a lot of comfort. They may make you better, but they also may extend the dying process. And sometimes at the end of life, people will not want to have antibiotics because they want the dying process to continue and not be extended. And they want to do what's called AND, allow natural death. Another thing you may be interested in is if you need blood products. There are some religious groups who do not want to have blood products. That's important for us to know and should be in your living will. Also, hospital transfers. Patients who have had chemotherapy and radiation, and there's really nothing else that can be done to stem their cancer. These people frequently will say, I've had enough. I want to go home and live as comfortably as I possibly can until the end. And so they refuse hospital transfer. They don't want to go back to the hospital for a lot of reasons. Many of us don't want to go to the hospital, certainly if we don't have to. And so the other thing is that it's important for you to know what treatments you can refuse. Pretty much any treatment can be refused by the patient. And helping your loved ones understand under what circumstances you would want to refuse treatment is a very important part of this whole process. Once you've gotten your preferences identified, there are times when medical orders will be written that will allow healthcare workers to do what it is that is ordered, which should be based on your advance directive. Do not resuscitate is an excellent example, and do not attempt to resuscitate is virtually the same thing. Different states have different terms, so it gets real confusing. But if a patient gets to the point, like that patient who had cancer who's at home, they may not want to be resuscitated if they should stop breathing and their heart should stop. This is also called natural death, and allowing natural death is a relatively past 20, 30-year new term that speaks to it, but speaks to it in a more positive way than do not resuscitate. It sounds like we're not doing something we should be doing, which in fact is not correct. We're allowing death to take over and do its thing, and that's allow natural death. Do not intubate is not heard very often anymore because intubation and CPR go kind of hand in hand. So if you're going to do CPR on somebody and you're going to need to put oxygen into them and the patient says do not intubate, that becomes a challenge. So, but it is used still. POLST is physician orders for life-sustaining treatment. It's an order written by a nurse practitioner, a PA, or your physician that identifies what is done for you in different settings. Particularly a good example is you're at home, you don't want any more treatment, you just want to let nature take its course, and your son comes in from California and says, oh, mother, she's not breathing well, and he calls 911. And the folks from 911 respond by sending 2 EMTs out to your house. Well, the first thing an EMT will do is go to your refrigerator, because that's where you should always put your POLST document. Any documents, DNR documents, POLST documents, go on your refrigerator so that they know what their orders are for caring for you so that you get the kind of care you want.